Alright, welcome back to another top 5 for Rainbow Six Siege. Today we're going to be covering the top 5 anchors in the game, as I've been going off on anchor stuff this week. Next week I'm going to worry about roaming, and I'm going to try to get some content out on roaming, hopefully. And but for this week we are focusing on anchoring, so we're going to bring you the top 5 anchors in Rainbow Six Siege for Void Edge. If you missed my video on how to anchor, I mentioned a lot of anchors there. You can go check that out if you want, and if you want other tips on anchoring. But here are my general top 5 anchors. They're all were mentioned in that video, but I named a bunch in that video. So here are the definite top 5s in my book. In the background, I'm just gonna have a mix of between like terrorist hunt and normal casual games, because I don't have enough time to have all of these operators like recording them and such and playing with them. So I just use terrorist hunts, so you get the vibe of the gun and the vibe of the operator, and it really helps with time constraints. So without further ado, number 5, we pick Maestro here. I don't really have these in a specific order. If I did, he would definitely be higher up here. He's one of my favorite anchors on defense, and he was solely made for defense with his evil eyes. His LMG has an insane fire rate, and it has 80 plus or 80 bullets, I believe, in the mag. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's 80. They took away his ACOG, but it's still very powerful even with the holographic sight, and that's what I would recommend if you're going with Maestro. I'd go a hollow, vertical, and compensator if I were you. And not only does he have the very strong LMG, he also has a secondary weapon that can create rotation holes. Mind you, it takes a little longer than just a shotgun or impact grenade, but that pistol really does damage, and you could get it in a few seconds. It really is a pistol though. They might say it's a shotgun. Sometimes they consider it a shotgun, but it's not. It does damage like a shotgun, but it's still a pistol in gun terms. Anyways, the Evil Eye, super powerful gadget, and it doesn't really get banned that much. I don't see Maestro getting banned nearly as much as like Echo, and it does similar things such as like plant denial, where you can zap them to death. Doesn't really kick them off like the Echo drone, but you could zap them to death. I think every single laser that it puts out, it does 5 damage per shot, and it shoots 4 per second if I'm right about my stats there, but I'm pretty sure that is right. So as you might see, I mean, that is a lot of damage done in just a second, and you could plow them off a plant before they even get it off. So it could be good for plant denial, of course, and mostly just for the intel, as it's like a bulletproof camera. So that is my first operator in the top 5 here. This is all, of course, personal opinion, but overall I feel like this is the consensus within the community right now of the top 5 anchors. So I'm going to go into another plant denial operator with Echo. So there's not much to say about Echo besides he was introduced at the end of year 1 DLC there, and he's been good since then. And of course his ban rate is insane for a specific reason, and that it can be so annoying to just consistently be Echo drone. They try to nerf it, but it still becomes really powerful, and it's invisible. So without an IQ, you're pretty much screwed, unless if it's actually shooting at you. And if that's the case, then it's probably too late, and you probably already lost the round because the bomb got denied by the distortion of the Echo drone. So Echo can absolutely change around. It just takes a lot of patience to be an Echo player, as you for the most part need to survive till the end of the round. So you got to be a little campy and sit in the back of the spawn, which can't always be the funnest thing, but it is a necessary evil there. So that was number 4 on our list. I'm going to go into number 3 now, and I got to go with Doc. I have to put him on this list. That ACOG has been there since day 1, and the MP5 absolutely shreds. Plus his ability, or gadget I guess, is that stem gun, and that could be so useful for your entire team, healing them back up if they get shot. And of course you can revive them from a long distance, so always a good chance of there being a Doc on basically every team. And he's also pretty good at getting a quick spawn peek and then going back to site as well. So if you're a newer player, don't have Doc yet, that is one of the operators I would insist on you getting, and I really hope you get him soon, because that MP5, equip an ACOG on that, get a vertical grip, get a whatever barrel you want, really, with personal preference there, but you will absolutely shred with this. This is beginner friendly as a operator, very simple gadget, just healing basically. Plus you get a bulletproof camera as your equipment, so there's really no downside to Doc. So we're gonna go ahead and skip up to number 2, as that one was an easy selection. I had to throw Mira in this list, as she was just designed to be a anchor thanks to her very unique equipment in this game that is absolutely essential on some sites on a bomb objective. So obviously she has that one-sided mirror that can be used in a lot of different ways. You can put on any soft wall, which can be so versatile. And she also has a really good weapon with the Vector, and it's gone through some nerfs, buffs, but I think right now it's very balanced and it's still a really good gun. So it can be absolutely deadly whenever it's mastered right. She gets that shotgun as well, which is also really made for making holes in soft walls. So what I would recommend is you always keep the wall, of course, soft to your other side and reinforce the one that you're putting your mirror on, and then shoot holes on the top edge of the soft wall that you left soft, just enough so you can chuck a C4 over if necessary. That's always a good tip whenever you're using Mira, and that's all I really got to say about Mira at our number 2 spot, that is. And that only leaves us with one option, and you have to include smoke when you're talking about the best anchors in the game, just because that gadget and the gas bombs are so good for holding back attackers that are trying to push the objective, especially later round. They have to run through your gas, take a big hit of health, then you're just waiting there with your SMG-11. Absolutely a laser beam once you learn how to control it. Of course, the shotgun, which is a shotgun, so can't really say much more about that besides it has high damage and probably a one-shot from most distances, or most close range distances, that is. He also has that deployable shield, which is obviously a anchor thing, so he's really just meant to anchor, even though it is a 2-speed 2 armor, so you can technically roam, but what's the point when you have the smoke canisters to work with? But last notes for smoke, if you guys want to learn smoke better, I have a video on that, Operator Mastery. I think it's one of the first ones I ever did, maybe the first ever, I don't know. But a lot of people like smoke, obviously. I like smoke a lot too. Once you get that recoil down on SMG-11, you have the shotgun SMG combo. It is deadly. Used to be better. I think it used to have it. Yeah, it did used to have an ACOG. It was super OP then. I used to main him. I think at that point is when I was maining him. But nowadays I don't really main him, but I might want to get back into it because he is absolutely deadly. But yeah, that's our top 5 anchors in Rainbow Six Siege, and that of course is for Void Edge. I don't know if this really ever changes season in, season out, except if there's a big nerf or buff. So probably won't be making another one of these, at least for a few seasons, hopefully, until they add some other anchors maybe. Obviously they always add a few anchors a year and such, and maybe if they rework Tachanka right, he could join the list. Anyways guys, thank you for watching, thank you for making it this far. If you did, go ahead and go to that poll on my community page. I always have polls on my next videos, and I want you to vote on the next Operator Mastery. It is between Maestro and Maverick. Both 2 of them are going to be out next week. I just don't know which one to do first, and I think it's going to be Maestro and Maverick as it's looking right now, but you could obviously change that by leaving a vote. So go ahead and vote on that, and with that I will see you in the next one.